I'm on and welcome back to Don't Tick the Box. Today we have Zenpop's June box for you. This is like sort of a revisit because I was unsubscribed for a while. Yeah, that's it. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like what you saw, and leave a comment if you have any suggestions or improvements. And now, let's get to it. As always, I'm giving you the first view. Alrighty. First of all, we get, which looks like a postcard, but it's actually a card with some, I don't know, promotional codes or discount codes. Just going to leave that here in view, in case any of you would want to use that. Next we have a made with Zenpop inspiration folder. Looks like advertisement to me. And now we're getting towards the real deal. All lovely colored things. I'm just going to check. Apparently I did not get a folder listing all the supplies. So if something is unclear, I'm just going to have to guess. Anyway, we get what we get every month, a washi tape. It's patterned with green and blue triangles. We get a sun radar seed, supposedly very likely an eraser. It doesn't say eraser, but it looks like an eraser, so very likely an eraser. Next we get a plus white deco rush, sort of like a masking tape dispenser, patterned. I'm assuming this is going to be the pattern, but we will check that out later when we swatch things. Then we have a clean color chalk pastel in blue in a 1mm nib, bullet nib, and a slightly thicker 1.2mm bullet nib. I'm already liking the color, so I'm very excited to swatch that later on. Then we have an actual postcard with lovely birds. I was going to say doves, but some of them look like seagulls. Different shaped white birds in any case. Then we have a pouch. Oh, the card is for show, but then we have like a colored pouch. This is something that they send in these boxes quite regularly, and at first I was a little confused as to what to do with them, but they actually come in quite handy to store all your trinkets and scraps of paper that you don't want to lose but don't really have a place for yet. Then we have a, this looks shiny, Kita 10 sheets for designs. So we have 4 designs and all of them will be 10 sheets, but what is it? A sort of sticky note thing? It is quite shiny though. I'll unwrap it later and then stick it in the swatch book and see what comes of it. And then we have, oh, this looks like it belongs together, a set of Oh, it's a letter set. So we get the envelopes, the paper, and then on the back you can see we also get some stickers to write addresses on. That's quite lovely actually. Lovely pattern with all the clouds. Oh, it says 8 papers, 4 envelopes, 4 label sets, 4 stickers. Okay, now I have to see the stickers. So this is the... Oh, these are the stickers. I thought this was decoration. I'm just going to show you in close up. So the stickers are of papers folded into little airplanes. And the label sets are actually pairs of labels. So you get a big one, presumably for the address, and then a smaller one, presumably to write on your return address. This is all assumption that because I don't have a thorough understanding of Japanese, and also I don't have a leaflet listing all the supplies. So, and then lastly, we have a pencil in sky blue called My Favorite Thing in HP, which is actually not my favorite thing, but you know, maybe for some people. Anyway, we do have some things to swatch, so let's get to that. So, what shall we swatch first? I'm actually quite curious about all the sticky things, so we'll do that first. Lovely and slightly transparent. I hadn't really noticed that it also contains some grey, which I think will make for a lovely subtle touch. Next, some more sticky things. I'm actually quite curious, because they are so shiny, but they appear to be shiny and transparent, but not very heavy on the glue. I'm not saying that it should be, because this is a sort of sticky things that you use to mark a page in a book, so it doesn't have to have glue to hold on for all eternity. But I do like to mention this sort of thing because I want to be honest and give you a fair review of the items that we get. Even the blue, which looks very dark in the folder, is slightly paler and a little transparent. Look at that. You can probably tell I'm actually quite excited. Next, the deco roller. I just realized this is the only thing that is not blue-ish or blue in its entirety of all the things that we got. Almost lastly, I'm going to swatch the pencil. Oof. It is a lot darker than you would expect an HP pencil to be. Therefore, it is also a lot softer, and it actually leans towards my favorite B hardness in a pencil. I'm trying to get quite an area because I also have to check out the eraser that we got. At least I'm still assuming it's an eraser. As for the pencil, it is lovely and soft, but you must notice and be aware of the fact that since it's softer than an HP, it would also require a lot more sharpening. And you can see on the top here that some lines are quite crisp and clean, but most of the lines are actually a little softer and blurrier. So just so you know. Now onwards to this rather spectacular looking eraser. First, let's see how well it makes a fine line. The answer is not very. It does, however, do large areas a little better. But you have to erase for a while, because in the first instance it just smudges everything that you have made. Unless, of course, this is the intention and this is not an eraser but a smudger. I wouldn't know because my Japanese is really not that good. So it looks spectacular, but it performs a little underwhelmingly. And now, last but not least, the Clean Color Chalk Pastel. First, let's check out the small nib. Which gives a fairly thin line, and the thick nib, which gives a little darker line, a little wider, and seems to be perfectly made to color in larger areas. I'm just going to check if the smaller nib also gives a dark area, but apparently it doesn't. So it's not just a bigger nib, it's actually two colors. Even when I layer the smaller nib over itself, it remains a lot paler. So that's actually pretty cool, but it's weird that they don't advertise it or they don't let you know. Maybe they don't know themselves. Maybe I got a fluke. Anyway, I'm quite happy with this one. And there you go. Since I can't really think of anything to draw except for a very small and stupid look at the cloud, I'm going to call it quits for today. But if you have any suggestions or ideas how to make these sort of unboxings, these stationery unboxings, a little bit more exciting, don't forget to leave your advice in the comments. I'll see you next week. Bye!